What is going on, everyone? His name is Boit, and we're back with some more Age of Mythology castings.
And his
we see
name is
Kimo.
TheRapl. My golly gosh. It's the first game of the Champions League. This is the very first game of the Champions League. How excited are you right now?
I'm pretty excited. Can't wait to see all of those matches happening, and I'm pretty excited to see Kimo and Shelty picking their main gods already. Excuse me. This is pretty interesting, and the map is quite open and aggressive. So, what do you think, Boit?
Oh, I mean, I'm excited. Shelty playing Odin, Kimo playing Ra. It doesn't get any better than this. This is what a lot of the like kind of competitive community was kind of complaining about in a way about some of the more rule tournaments things. So they're going to get exactly what they want in this series, I think. I feel like Kimo in this tournament, he's going to be trying his best. He's going to be going full sweat, picking his best god for the best on the map that he thinks is the best for that god, and he's not going to be screwing around. So I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to bring.
Yeah. That's pretty the point. I really like Kimo's map so far. He has a gold mine next to his base, which is okay. It's not that unprotected. Yep, maybe he can secure that with Amygdala. And I like Shelty's scouting so far. He's going for an aggressive scout. We might see like a Heimdall rush. And I really want to see what Kimo is up to. Is he going for a boom for 2 town centers? The town centers are pretty far away from your main base on this map.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Tropical Mirage, even though it's got fantastic town centers for a fast second town center, it's always got like good hunt on it. I'm not sure that every single time it's your best option for Ra is actually to grab a fast second town center, especially against Norse. I quite like a really aggressive classical age fight here from Ra on this map, because you can just punish the Norse, who all the hunt is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So you can just start putting pressure everywhere. You can do that with Ra Sphinx go through Bast and do a sort of Sphinx classical fight. You can go for a Tar classical fight. You can kind of do whatever you want. What do you reckon Odin's best play here is then? If not, just, I don't know.
Odin best play? That's a good question actually. Odin can always go for a second town center. As we all know, Ra has a terrible scouting. Doesn't have really an early game scouting unit, and it might be kinda random because who knows if an aggressive pharaoh will actually find the town center being built by Shelty. So yeah, in my opinion, North should always go for a second town center if they cannot be aggressive. And as I see Kimo's gold mine, it has a tower next to it, and it should be completely fine for him. So I don't expect any early aggression unless it's a Hershey rush on the hunt.
Yeah, well,
But we all know how Kimo works. He likes booming. Usually he doesn't go for a classical fight, and he never overcommits to it.
Yeah, so we're seeing Freya coming through for Shelty. This is, I mean, you already know if this was Soup, he would be going Heimdall and he would be hitting this gold as hard as he possibly can. But Shelty's a much more calculated kind of Norse. He doesn't particularly like rushing. I don't see him rushing all too much. Much more preferring the raiding style of Norse. And with the temple on that forward town center there, he's looking like he's going to be attempting to prevent Kimo from getting a fast second town center on this map. What do you think about his chances there?
Yeah, he has a great chance of stopping the second town center. He surely denied the left town center with a temple there, and now he's looking to drop a barracks and attack Kimo straight away. So I don't think Kimo has enough time to go for a second town center, and he's actually going for it. Whoa, he hasn't seen the temple.
Yeah, he's got no idea that Shelty is here right now, and he is going to be seeing this, and he has to go make a decision straight away. Right now, he's getting harassed on this location over here. He's getting the town center, the Hersa. Have to check this as well. We do see a shifting sands having to get blown there to take that Valkyrie down. No villager kills just yet for Shelty, but shifting sands being used is huge as the town center is going up on this position.
Of course, that was a huge play by Shelty, already forcing a defensive shifting sands. And now Shelty needs to hurry. He needs to auto-queue a few wolf sharks from that barracks that train quickly to stop the pharaoh and the villagers.
Yeah, this town center is up. And not only does Shelty not get the town center stoppage. But he's now going to lose all efficiency or all effectiveness of utilizing this temple. This longhouse he can kind of still use for a little bit, but he's also going to lose both these houses. It's a lot of resource investment in the early game that Kimo is just going to get for free now from grabbing this location, which is absolutely huge.
Yeah, this is absolutely huge, and we need to see Shelty. Shelty must do something about it. He either has to deny the hunt at some point and force the farms, or he needs to go for a quick Njord play to take down the town center and do a follow-up attack on the gold mine. He can also use the forest fire to open that gold mine, as you can see. And let's see if he actually does that.
Yeah, the other thing here is that Kimo is doing something that I haven't seen Egyptian players do in quite some time. Egyptian players recently, they've been going to town centers and putting barracks down. That's been the play. But Kimo in this game, he seems to be going for a fast heroic, a naked fast heroic. And there is a reason why Egyptian players have stopped doing that. We'll see if that's going to be a problem here for Kimo, or if his Skin of the Rhino villagers are going to be able to carry him through.
Yep, can always fight for a little bit, the Raiden Cavalry with Skin of the Rhino. And now we see Forest Fire being used. He's not going to open that gold mine. And now Shelty is diving into the second town center, idling the villagers, but now they're quite tanky with the Skin of the Rhino soon.
Yeah, so there was a little trick that Shelty was getting away with there for a little bit with the town center, was actually targeting down the temple. But midway through that, when Shelty actually committed, Kimo retargeted the town center. So that might not have been on purpose, but funnily enough, not refocusing it and allowing Shelty to walk in and get out of position a little bit more actually allowed Kimo's town center to get a little bit more damage done. And now we see the barracks getting dropped, and Kimo is changing tacks just a little bit.
Yeah, and now we see Lone Wanderer being trained. I wonder what's that for. I don't even see any Wolf Sharks for Shelty, but he wants to have those speedy Wolf Sharks, and in my opinion, Wolf Shark is the second worst unit in the classical age to take down buildings. The first one is the throwing axeman.
Of course, yeah. I mean, he's built out these Ulfsark. I think Shelty hadn't seen a barracks, and I think Shelty feels that Kimo is going for a fast heroic here with the idea that he's probably going to be wanting to make camelry. So he's going in with these Ulfsark. But the problem with this is that, well, one, Kimo is building barracks, so he's going to be making axemen. But two, even in that situation, Kimo doesn't need to go straight into camelry. He can go axemen and chariot archers. He can do whatever he wants after all of that. So I just think that it's just a very risky maneuver to just go for Ulfsark against Egyptian, kind of ever, before you see the unit composition of your opponent. It's kind of like more of a reactive, wouldn't you say?
Definitely, and seems like since it's a tournament game, Shelty is probably trying to play with an unorthodox style to surprise his opponent, but I'm not really sure how these Wolf Sharks are going to do against the Rat Town Center, especially with the empowerment, getting the extra arrows to hit them.
Yeah, and the other thing is, now we see, that's a lot of Ulfsark though. That is a lot of units pushing in here. We'll see if he's going to be out. The Pharaoh is left of this position as well, so there's no Pharaoh empowerment to help out. We'll see if these Ulfsark are going to get destroyed, or if they're going to be able to take this town center down.
I don't think these Wolf Sharks are enough to take down the town center. They don't even have the medium upgrade yet. And now Kimo is making the counter unit, which is the Axeman. Kimo did a great job building his farms only in his main base, so his villagers are not really getting harassed right now, just only the few there. Yeah,
there's about, 12 villagers idle right now for Kimo? But is that enough to justify this sort of an attack? I think it might be enough to justify this sort of an attack, so long as he can continue to keep getting decent trades here and not losing the entirety of his military, which it seems like it's slowly starting to deplete here.
Yeah, definitely. And just now, Shelty is just sniping the units and few of the vills. He's making sure Kimo doesn't get a strong army to defend the town center. But even if the town center goes down, is that enough? I mean, Kimo has way more villages right now, and he's setting up his economy nicely. He has much resources in the bank.
Yeah, I don't think it. I mean, it's definitely not resign worthy for Kimo, even if he does lose this. You're right. Let's say he loses these 10 villages, he's still in front by a ton of villages, and he's not going to, as Kimo just sits back. He just lets the town center do what it needs to do, and Shelty has to retreat back, and he's in a very, very difficult position here.
Yeah, surely. The thing is, Lone Wonder wasn't even useful at this point because Town Center has like a 10 track rating, so he didn't really Shelty didn't really dodge any of the arrows. But this could be used against chariot archers or the towers.
Yeah, but we are seeing that the Shelty does have some awareness in this game. It's 10 minutes, 30 seconds. It's always the time to be looking for a second gold mine, and he does sniff that one out. I'm not sure he even saw that. He just kind of spidey senses on that one, and he's going to get a couple of villager kills here, and this is going to help him out a bit, but it's still going to be a mountain to climb to get back into this game. So those villagers are going to be retreating back home. And now, Shelty's now got axemen that have been built quite heavily to deal with. Axemen for Norse, they're a tough unit to deal with. They got 40% hack armor. Every single unit that Norse builds deals hack damage. What can Shelty do right now to deal with this unit composition?
Yeah, he can actually use the Redin Cavalry for a little bit to tank the Axemen, and I like that Shelty has a few sharks on that side. He could build a few walls to deny the gold mine, but I guess he needs his army straight away to fight. And now he's going with a combination of army like 1-1-1. Redin Cavalry, throwing Axemen, and Null Sharks. Kimo though is going to be stuck in the classical age for quite a bit of time since he's making units out of 2 or 3 barracks.
Yeah, and I think I understand what Shelty's trying to do here. It's very all in. But if you take a look at the gold mines, they're all exposed. And if somehow, some way, Shelty can win these fights continuing on here, which I don't think he can get a gold staff.
Who knows if you could get like a gold star. Kimo searching for a gold mine with those 13 villagers, and the thing is, he's playing Ra. He has already upgraded the skin of the Rhino. He has more villagers, he has more army, and he could always use his villagers to tank Shelty's army if he's about to get gold starved.
Yeah, in a fair fight, you add the villagers in, and the Kimo villagers are just too much. One thing that Shelty's kind of forgotten here, maybe forgotten, maybe not forgotten. I think it's kind of a player preference. I kind of did a bit of a research into whether it's worth it to get medium upgrades or if it's better to just get extra units. And it's kind of a bit of a difficult answer. But I think the answer for the raiding cavalry, the feeling that I have with them is that raiding cavalry with medium upgrades is so much better than without medium upgrades. And we're seeing them starting to come through now, but very, very late here in this game.
Yeah, definitely. At least they will have both the upgrades, the Thunder and Hoovies, and the medium upgrade. And one thing to know as an Odin player is that sometimes by having the hunt bonus, you flood food and you don't have gold suddenly to upgrade medium upgrade. So sometimes you go for the Thunder and Hoovies. Norse players like Soup will understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense. But here's the thing. Because Kimo's just rushed this town center, he's got 20 villagers lead here. And he's more than happy. He's also got Skin of the Rhino, which is such a strong technology. He's just happy to just take these fights, just shanking Shelty's units down. And he is making Norse look so weak here in this game. This is not what you normally see happen to Norse players. Shelty's going to have to go back to the drawing board and work this one out because Kimo's played this so absurdly well.
Exactly, and Kimo with his grid punishing really the Norse player, and at this point, since Shelty has lost his temple, he cannot even make Valkyries to counter those Wadgets. This is pretty important. At least he has a Hesser now. Let's see if it's enough.
Yeah, and this is the thing. When you're one town center, you cannot afford to lose villages. If you're 2 town centers and your opponent's 1 town center losing villages, it's not game ending. If you're 1 town center and you lose a bunch of villages, ouch, you're going to be in for a very, very tough game.
That's 100%, and especially when you have the Skin of the Rhino. At least Kimo's boom was delayed a little bit by upgrading that, like 2 or 3 villagers. And now he's attacking the Norse houses, which is huge.
Yeah, you have to think here. If Shelty just went for like a more usual unit comp and rushed heroic age, had frost giants instead of all the extra pressure, would he have been able to actually manage a gold staff instead of going for this crazy all-in aggression?
Yeah, it could be a decision to do. As you can see, the gold mines are quite unprotected, and with a few walls on the right side would be you would have a great chance of gold starving Kimo.
Yeah, but while this is all going on, honestly, Shelty's managed to do a decent amount of damage here now to Kimo. Kimo has got to the heroic age, so there's still a large mountain to climb, a big mountain to climb, but he's still trying to make it work.
Yeah, he's trying to. I'm not sure if the throwing axeman is a great unit against the villagers, but yeah. So we can see now the difference on the score and on the villager counter. Kimo could also send the rock straight away to find Shelty's gold mine and use Locust.
I'm actually
then
pretty
he would
sure
be
he
even more
sees
ahead.
it here, right? I know there's not a lot of line of sight on the mining camp. You can just click it here and he would kill all the villagers. Maybe. But yeah,
Maybe.
Shelty's in a tough spot. I mean, he doesn't have the upgrade for the throwing axeman either. The Wadget crocodile rock raid shenanigans that Ra can do against Norse, it's not Thor, Odin, is difficult to deal with at the best of times. And we see exactly that happen here as Kimo just clicks it. One villager left with 1 HP. Ouch.
That's on another level trick, using the minicamp line of sight to use the Locust. Who guessed that could have worked?
We see the spear. They're trying to find that 1 HP villager. He's like, nah, I'm not letting you get that one back.
Oh, no. Kimo is letting that villager escape. Those spearmen telling to the villager, go tell to your friends what you saw. And now he's looking with the spearmen to find an extra raid.
Now we see a market
Raid
up
in
for
cavalry?
Kimo. Yeah, we might even be thinking about like a mythic age here. Literally just go half horror Sid, click tornado on the town center and enjoy life. We will be seeing a little bit of a raid here from Shelty. He's not giving up here.
Yep, he's not giving up. He might go for the town center, but I'm not sure if that's enough. Trying to snipe a few villagers, but they have a high hack armor at this moment. And Shelty is trying to find his way back into the game, but I think it's quite hard at this point. And Kimo will secure his position, in my opinion, with a Migdol next to his gold mine.
Oh yeah, he's got the Migdol up and he's got siege works up, he's got barracks up. He might even be thinking about just moving forward, grabbing this town center. You know, he's got the market, he's going mythic age. He doesn't really need to worry. I mean, the rock here is distracting what looks to be how much population here? 26 and 632 population for like a 10 population rock. It's pretty broken, and Horus is the god of choice there for Kimo for the mythic age.
Well, probably Kimo realizes how far ahead he is, because I don't think I have ever seen him going Horus against the Norse. He loves his Osiris.
Yeah, Osiris is such a difficult unit for Norse to deal with, because the only real way to deal damage against a well-controlled Osiris is either Frost or Ballista. Now, you can get surrounds on poorly... Don't get me wrong, you can get surrounds on poorly controlled Son of Osiris. And we see many poorly controlled Son of Osiris, many games. We do see the rock does manage to get sniped there. It's a win for the little guy.
Yeah, and it's rare to see actually 10 throwing axemen taking down a Petsuchos and a Wadjet. That's very satisfying to watch. And now Shelty is rebuilding his houses, building an armory, looking to go to the heroic age, but will Tornado actually stop his siege up?
I think so. I mean, he doesn't have any buildings around the town center, so he's not going to be able to keep it alive. He has clicked Skadi here, but Horus is like 20 seconds away. So there's 40 seconds he has to get to the main town center, click Tornado, and say bye-bye heroic age. No heroic age coming.
Yeah, and we can see the difference on the villager count, and now Kimo is upgrading some of the armory. Did he actually cancel that? Oh, no, it was a misclick. Okay. And we see extra upgrades for the buildings. He could be expecting like a heroic age, but he's on time on the mythic age, and Shelty calls it.
GG. He didn't want to watch his town get torn to smithereens there.
Nobody wants to watch that.
But a pretty wild, aggressive Odin strategy there. Funnily enough, I feel like if that was his original plan, which is like to stop the town center from going up, and even if the town center did go up, surely Heimdall here makes so much more sense. Like, the town center, if he clicked Undermine on it, probably would have gone down with the help of all those Ulfsark and an Einherjar as well to boot. There's a lot of different plays here that Shelty could have gone for, but I mean, Kimo just such a good defender.
Kimo is really strong at defending, and you can always find ways to be aggressive. Like as I mentioned earlier, with the forest fire next to Kimo's gold mine, Shelty would probably be even able to build like a tower there, and Kimo wouldn't have had that gold mine.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit troll, but you could totally imagine like a Heimdall tower getting dropped over there. He's got omniscience, so he can call these plays out. But
exactly, yeah. I've done that before. I've done that before against Kimo.
It's always fun. Okay. Yeah. Alrighty, let's get to the next game. If you guys are enjoying the series, enjoying the casting, TheRapl does have his own YouTube channel, his own Twitch channel as well. It's TheRapl, I believe, on YouTube. So go check that one out. Give him a subscribe, give him a follow, all the good things.
Yay.
Yeah, and we'll see you in the next game.